Hello, welcome to another episode of Drinking with Comics. My name is Sean,
I'm Mike.
and we're going to drink and talk about comics. But before we talk about comics, we're going to talk about something that kind of sucks. But first, something that doesn't suck beer. This is another kind of dealer's choice. We don't have any common beers right now. We will soon. Mike, what are you drinking?
So it doesn't suck. I have no idea yet or not. I got
Oh,
New Glarus IPA.
it's not going to suck. I mean, it might not be your favorite New Glarus, but it's not going to suck
No,
because it's New Glarus.
I don't think it's gonna suck.
I have so we talked about the Fallen Brewery closing. So my neighbor
Hmm.
Vince, he's like, "Oh, there's a brewery about 20 minutes from us in this little area called I think it's called Springfield, called Flights." It's like it's great. So we go up there, and he brought me some brown beer, and it was good. So then we went up there one weekend about 2 months ago, and then one day, like a month ago, he comes over and he's like, "Hey, I went to Flights yesterday." I was like, "Oh, cool. How was it?" He's like, "They closed." I'm like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "We walked in, sat down there, like it's our last day. We're closing." So I'm
Oof.
like, I'm like, okay, I guess we need to stop going to breweries because we get a brewery and we go there and it closes. So, um,
Hmm.
but he brought me the last two. He had them canned two things for me. So one was a brown, and it was delicious. And then this, I don't know the exact name of this, but they had a pecan porter, I believe it was. So this is the last beer from Flights. I mean, I'm sure there's other people here that
Oof.
have some, but this is it. It's done. And it
Last beer
sucks
for
because
you.
I was there once, and it was
Mm.
like it was outstanding. So I'm pretty fucking bummed. So all right, cheers, sir. How's the IPA?
Cheers. IPA-ish,
Oh, this is so
but
good.
good. Like
Oh my God, this is
the
so
IP.
good.
Okay, so you describe yours.
No, no, I'm sorry. I just wasn't expecting it to be that good. It's so good. Fuck. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
No, mine's good, but it's an IPA, so it's nothing
Okay.
to write
So,
home
but
about.
so
Yeah.
it's not as obnoxious as some.
Mhm. No, it's not punching our face like Ice Monkey or Viking
Yeah,
Dead or whatever
zombie
that
ice.
was. Yeah,
Uh,
zombie ice.
yeah, it was a bit much.
Yeah, this is just your standard IPA. I could slowly drink this throughout the day. I wouldn't get it again except I have another bottle to drink,
Hmm.
which I might before this is over.
I had a
Mm.
another phase three beer. So we did the phase three oatmeal stout a week or two ago on the
Yeah.
show. My sister and her husband Corey came down this weekend, and they brought a bunch of beer. And he likes to just they'll bring me Goose Island, but then he'll pick a bunch of stuff that's like, "Oh, I thought we'd try this," you know. And it
Okay.
was phase three. They were in tall cans. It was an IPA. I forget the name of it. It looked like it was like black and yellow. Um,
Okay.
it was a hazy. It was pretty good, but like by the end of it, it was a 4 pack. I'm like, I'm I don't want another one like for the rest of the weekend. So I still have one in my fridge. He drank another one, but I'm like, I'm good. It was just it wore out its welcome, as IPAs tend to do. So we're gonna give our rest in peace to two people that just passed away. I mean, like literally in the course of like I feel like 12 fucking hours. I saw one, then I saw the other. I was like, are you seriously?
Dude, it was like three. You got the threes. It always happens in threes.
Okay, so
The
let's
first
do our
one,
two and
I
it.
don't care about.
Oh, yeah. Who was the first one?
Chuck Norris.
Oh my God. Ninja. Ninja.
Oh, well, oh yeah. So that was, I mean, I'm not like a huge Chuck Norris fan or anything, but like, I'm like,
No.
oh, I got to watch The Octagon. Like that movie's great. I mean, it's not great, but it's great. Um, yeah, I mean, it was the kind of thing where I was like, I text Brown. I'm like, I can't believe he's dead. He's like, no, we died. He's still alive. I'm like, well, that makes way more sense to me than that he's dead because he's, Chuck Norris.
What a
Um,
jerk. Took us out, not and then,
but the
left us to
second
follow
one,
this.
Friday night, my sister and I are sitting here talking about because I was telling her about Ready or Not 2 and Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it. So we talking about the fact that Sarah Michelle Gellar recently like released a statement about how Hulu basically fucked up this Buffy reboot. That honestly, I'm not the biggest Buffy fan. I love the 3 or 4 seasons I've seen, and then I'm pretty much good. But they should not be rebooting it. There's just leave it the fuck alone.
Well, it was gonna be her older, and a new generation starting.
I guess it maybe it could have worked. I don't know.
I think it probably could have.
There's not gonna be any Anthony Stewart head. I'm out.
Well,
or Willow.
Mine literally was, if there isn't going to be Xander in it, I'm out.
Well,
and I guess I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this, and then like our phone buzzed, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I couldn't believe it. So Nicholas Brendan, 54.
Yeah,
died in his sleep.
Spry young lad. All-time favorite character on that show. So I'm very sad he is gone.
I love that episode where it's like in the background, everybody else is like fighting some like massive monster or something, and then like it's like him and the so like the the undead jocks or whatever. Like that episode was fucking fantastic. I always thought he could have made a good, like if they wanted to do this is so before Evil Dead came back with like Ash versus Evil Dead, or they started making new movies. I was always like, I think you could do like another. He had a Bruce Campbell quality to me back in the day, you know?
Yeah, he could have. I feel like he could have been a lot stronger. I guess there was issues, but I would have loved to seen him in other things. I was definitely I followed all of them after they left, and him and Willow, whose name escapes me right now.
Allison Hannigan.
For I liked them, so I would follow every person on that show I liked, so I would see what they were doing afterwards, whether I liked or not. And I know he had a short run show right after Kitchen Confidentials, I think it was called, which was based on Anthony Bourdain before Anthony Bourdain became Anthony Bourdain.
I didn't know he was in that. Okay.
Yeah, he was one of the chefs in the background, which the show lasted 6 episodes. So it didn't last very long. I remember it not lasting very long, but I remember being excited that look, he's got another show. I want to check that out. And then, like Allison Hannigan went on and did How I Met Your Mother, and I went to check that out. I was like, ooh, laugh track, can't watch that. But yeah.
So I can't do a laugh track. I just can't. I just cannot.
But Brandon.
Nicholas Brendan, so put him up.
Cheers. Yeah.
The other big one.
And then let's move on to the third person. That isn't Robert Mueller.
Sam fucking Keith.
Ugh.
And I got to tell you,
that's a tough one.
I know he's largely known for Sandman. The thing that
the Max.
Dude, the Max, to me, the Max is one of those books that I'll never. So I didn't read it from its beginning because it was like a second wave Image title. So we had Spawn and Savage Dragon, whatever else first. And by the time that second wave hit, I'm good. I just felt like, I was still trying to limit my Image stuff. It just all seems so derivative and whatnot. And I was wrong about that. And then MTV did that. They had this show in the 90s called Oddities. And the first season was like The Head. And then the second season was an adaptation of the first 9 issues of Sam Keith's The Max. And it is, I was like, oh my God, I was wrong. Went back, immediately started reading it monthly. And the fucked up thing was right when I started reading it, that storyline that the cartoon adapted ended, and they jumped 10 years into the fucking future and followed a minor character and got Julie and Max were gone. And I was like, what the fuck? And it got even fucking weirder. It was so fucking weird. I just couldn't put it down. Went back, bought all the old issues. I used to just sit there and ponder this fucking thing. It just blew me away. Now, there was a point where I was like, okay, I don't think he actually planned some of this stuff. So because it looked like there was a big plan in place, but it's still just some really interesting storytelling and characters. And And then obviously Sandman. He did a book called Legs. I think it was just one or two issues. It was nothing
Oh,
special, but it was Sam Keith.
he he used to do Ghost Rider covers for Marvel Comics Presents, and I
Yes, he
loved
did.
like as much as like I looked at it as like this is weird, but then he drew like Ghost Rider these giant ass feet, and then he just looked really weird, and it was just kind of like striking. Like I
Yeah.
didn't like the practical nerd in my head was like I don't like this, but then the like, but this is a distinct art style with like curls hanging off where the shirt was ripped off, or
Yeah.
these giant ass boots with like bondage stuff all over it, and just the amount of detail that he put into stuff. Like he's one of those artists that like when you saw his pictures, his art, you knew it was him.
Instantly.
Distinctive
Instantly knew it was
style.
him.
Yes, instantly. And not a lot of people can pull that off. I mean, whether you like it or not, like it's distinctively like, yeah, like I said, you see that cover, you go, Sam Keith.
Yep. Yeah, you're 100%
Mm-hmm.
correct, man. Like,
Yeah.
his Batman. The last thing he did that I know of, right around the time, right before, maybe the last year before I left California, so 2021, there was a Batman Max crossover called
Did
like
that even
Arkham.
Finish?
Yeah, it did.
It did.
There was
Yeah.
some like there was a hiccup with it. I don't remember what it was, but it did finish. And I mean, in a way, there was like I enjoyed it, but it was like you can't really go home again. And like the thing with the
Yeah.
Max was the characters evolved to this. Oh, dude, there's an issue with the Max where it's like all about the villain, Mister Gone, but as like a little kid, and like how the babysitter molested him is it's a profound, like I couldn't believe. I don't know. So to go back and like kind of reinstate Max and to go back and reinstate Max and Mr. Gone and like I don't know. It's like the timeline's already moved on. I don't know. It was weird, but I still enjoyed it. I was happy to have it, and I just and again, I mean, the guy is credited with visually creating him and Trinchburg created Sandman, right? So
Yeah.
I
Sandman,
think,
Max. I'm trying to think of what else he created that was kind of, yeah, I don't know. But I'm sure there's some out there outside of those guys that
yeah,
were really interesting.
dude, that like second arc of just there's like a giant banana slug named Iago. There's these three FBI
Oh,
guys that
geez.
get shrunk and put in little bubbles. I mean,
I
it's
think
so fucking weird.
I remember looking through those. I was buying it too, like from the beginning, because I was like, this is weird looking and awesome. He's this purple dude with like not Wolverine claws, but like two claw,
Yeah.
it's two spikes out of his hand. And it's just visually like like I said, the Ghost Rider thing really stuck with me. It was like the giant feet and all that stuff. And I remember I think I even had the little figure that McFarlane
I
did
have
all
the
those years
figure.
ago.
Yeah, the
And he had
McFarlane
like
figure.
the little
Is
goblin guys.
the
The
is yeah
is.
those are the
Yeah.
best. Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, that's truly a talent that's gone from this world. Because it
Yeah.
was always fun when they put something new out. But I think he did a Batman Mad Hatter series too, if I
Yes, I
recall.
believe he did actually. Now, so
Yeah.
I may have to track that down. Yeah, he
Yeah.
works sporadically. After Max, I feel like he still worked, but he works sporadically. And I had read something. I don't remember what it was, so I don't want to say too much. But I think he had kind of a hard life. I think maybe there were like some psychological issues or whatnot. And
Well, I think
I
that's
mean,
related to how he died too, didn't it?
I don't
Like
know. I don't even know how he died. I've been afraid to even
he
look into
died
it. Just
from hold on. I looked it up earlier and I can't remember the exact term for it. Let's first of all see if my history shows me. Lewy body dementia,
oh Jesus, I don't know
which
what
is
that
a
is, but you throw
progressive
dementia in there.
common, yeah, it's a neurodegenerative disease caused by abnormal protein deposits in the brain affecting memory, movement, and cognitivity.
And he was like 63. Does it say how old? I think he was 63.
Oh, I was just looking up the disease. I don't remember how much. I think he was
Okay.
around that age. Yeah.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about the dementia thing, the thing about the Max that really grabbed me. So there's the thing about how like in the real world he's just this hobo, and then he has these blackouts and wakes up and he's this warrior in Pangea, which is this like other world that's like, like you close your eyes and you can fall out of this life and into another one. And it's where Julie's the jungle queen, and I mean, that just had such a profound. There are echoes of that in almost every fucking thing I write to this day, for sure.
But yeah, like when you think of the things that like when you read when I read this list, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is the plot to the Max almost,
Right,
like,
exactly.
Some of the stuff was like, yeah, I guess it wasn't something like you get hallucinations and you would get like all these things like, how weird is it that if you weren't already suffering that your entire life, how weird is it that you died from the thing that you basically are famous for?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Alan Moore might say he's not surprised because, there's that whole, and other writers have echoed this, like, well, Morrison, Grant Morrison famously with the Invisibles, like he would do things to King Mob and it would happen to him, right down to getting like a fucking flesh-eating bacteria infection after he did it to King. So then he's like, I'm going to start doing nice things to King Mob because I'm sick of getting fucked up. But you create a microcosm and it affects, your story is a microcosm, but it reflects and affects the macrocosm, which is your life. And I've always kept that in mind while writing because you never know.
And that's why Sean's stories always end in an orgy.
Oh man. So okay. Nicholas Brendan, Sam Keith, and Chuck Norris.
I'll give it to him. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, give.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we will be back in a minute, and what we're going to talk about. DC just launched their Next Level for their All In, which Next Level is pretty cheesy, but it's better than fucking All In. So I'm all in on Next Level. We're going to talk about I forget it, 3 or 4 books that came out for Next Level.
Yeah, we'll talk about all 3. I don't think you read all 3, but we'll talk about all 3.
Yeah. So, okay, we'll be right back with that.